All right, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Mass Ranter back again with another rant, and you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, this audio sounds so much better, and I could not agree more because I finally did it after over a year of the channel existing. I finally invested the money in purchasing a new microphone, so I don't remember the year. It's the Boya, apparently. I did a lot of research. What happened initially on this video is just kind of like it's partially to test out the audio quality and partly just to rant about the experience of doing so. So for a while, I have been one of the biggest issues, like previously the biggest issue on the channel was that I was listening back into a lot of the recordings and it was sounding very annoying how I would say a lot. You could listen to the rant and I kind of get more into that, but it was very annoying the way I would constantly be saying and so I've kind of conditioned myself to not say it as much, and so I'm really happy about that improvement to the channel. But the next biggest thing was that the audio in the recordings up until this point has not sounded the best because once again I need to drown out the noise of either my family, or if it's late at night like it is currently, I don't want to wake the people in my house up. So I've always had to put the fan up, and it's still up for the record, but now luckily I finally invested in a microphone. This channel has been very low effort. Like I don't do a lot of editing besides with King Crimson and maybe putting like the actual visual up on screen for whatever it is that I'm talking about. But I did still ultimately want to eventually get to like a better audio quality, because even if it's like low effort content, I still want it to be like listenable low effort content. And just always, it sounded fine, but it did very much sound very muffled, partially because of the fan, but partially also just because the standard iPhone recorder just doesn't sound as great as an actual like bought microphone does. So actually today I was at my dorms. I'm currently in my house, but earlier in the day I was at my dorm and I skipped one of my classes. It was a class I was going to skip anyway. So I used the time to go to an electronics store nearby to purchase a microphone, and I hadn't done any research. So I was like, okay, my assumption was that any microphone that you purchase should like be better than the baseline microphone that iPhones have. So I just purchased this like really cheap one. I think it costed something like, I don't know, $40-ish or something like that. And so I bought it, I tested it out, and it sounded way worse than this one does, where it just sounded all robotic and muffled and stuff. And I was like, okay, it's like $30-40 wasted. I forgot how much it was exactly, but yeah, so that was pretty disappointing. But then I was writing to a friend about it on my way, like I was taking a train home, and I was writing to my friend about it, and he was writing to me saying like, yeah, you should have probably done some research and stuff. And so, by the way, all this was mostly brought on by a commenter. I don't know. Maybe I'll put their name up here. I don't know if I'm going to put their name up because I do appreciate the advice, and it was very good advice. But I don't think it's the first commenter who actually mentioned that I should probably improve my audio quality, so I feel like it would be a bit unfair to mention this person specific, because I think for a while there were probably commenters leaving comments here and there just saying that like the audio levels do need improvement. So I don't want to like single out one specific commenter, but appreciation to the most recent here. I'll give a shout out the commenter that is most likely one of the only comments on the Incredible Hulk review video. That commenter, greatly do appreciate, because I guess it finally put me over the edge and convinced me to go out of my way to buy an actual microphone. So anyway, the first one, I got it, didn't work. So I was on the train, I was on my way back to my house, and I was writing to my friend, and I said that like I told him the whole deal, like it wasn't a good microphone and stuff. And so he said like, yeah, you should probably do some research. So I did end up doing some research, and initially I was going to try to find I think it's called the Holly Lark A1 microphone, because I did like research and stuff. Like it's a really good audio quality, as well as like the price point. It's not too expensive and stuff, and it just seemed like the best choice. And so I went to one electronics store when I got back that was near the train station, and it did not I think there was just too many people at the time, and you had to like take a ticket or something like that. So I just didn't bother. And I was going to stop for the day, but then I did end up like I was gonna shower, and then I was gonna just go to bed because I was kind of tired from just the entire day. But then there was a party. I think there was one of my neighbors like apparently just turned 18 years old, so they had a party that they had music blasting, and it was like right underneath my house. So like right underneath where my room is specifically in my house. So yeah, like I live in an apartment, so it was extremely loud. And so I was like, okay, I'm clearly not going to be able to go to bed with all this. So I decided that I will just go to the mall. And so I wrote to my friend that I was writing to earlier in the day, and we went together. We went to the mall, and we did end up the shop was closed at the time, but then it hadn't opened yet, but so we did end up waiting. Eventually it opened, and we did buy this. Like I saw while doing research, I saw the Boya, the Boya microphone. I was like, I saw it was also like a good recommendation. So I did decide that I would, like that was the only one that they had this one available. They had another like way more expensive one that was available, but I thought, okay, you know what, the price point, I think it cost like $80 to $90 or something like that. So I decided, you know what, it seems like a fair price point, I think the audio quality should be decent. And listening back to this, I think that it does sound good. Like currently right now I'm recording the video, so I don't actually hear the audio quality, but listening back when I did a few test runs, it did sound really good. And so I am very happy about that. Currently, I think I hope I positioned it in a good way. I think that like you have to you see it here, it's like clipped to my shirt here. So I think it is able to pick up the audio. And so hopefully this is like coming out good in the actual final recording. But yeah, so I did end up finally getting a microphone, so that's great. It's been a year on the channel. It's been like, I'll use this time just a bit to also just mention like how it's been. I was planning to make a rant video, not a rant, yeah, a rant video, just like kind of celebrating 1 year on the channel. But I was in my dorm at the time, and I think the day of that it was 1 year, it's like I couldn't make a recording because my roommate was in the dorm at the time, and like it was late at night, and I was also probably at the university like really long that day, so I didn't have the time to make the recording based on what was going on that day. So I just ended up making a post basically thanking everyone. Like it has been a great year. Like we haven't hit 500 views, but we are getting it. And sorry, not views. We surpassed 500 views. Yeah, we almost hit 500 videos. We're gonna get there soon. Hopefully this year we will pass 1,000. I really love making these videos. It is very fun just talking about one of my favorite interests, whether it's anime, shows, movies, video game stories, manga, just all of it. I love talking about it, and I am very glad that there are people that are willing to listen to it. So yeah, so finally, after a year, we finally have some better audio quality. So honestly, this was pretty much like the last thing I wanted to at this point I have to think of what the next thing I should do to improve the channel, what that's going to be. Maybe at some point, maybe I'll start editing a bit more in the videos, maybe make it, one friend, he was like, I forgot what it was, but I think the friend that I went with, I think he said something about how, I think he said that the audio quality needs to improve. There was this I have another friend that I also like was writing to, and he said like, you just need to make the videos more engaging. I'm like, that's the vaguest thing ever. What do you mean make it more engaging? So yeah, I don't know what he means by that. Maybe I'll find out one day, and maybe I will succeed in making these videos more engaging. But yeah, so far I think that we are at a pretty good pace. I'm happy with the upload schedule we got going on. I'm happy with the way I'm able to talk. I'm not stuttering as much as I used to. Definitely at the very beginning I was saying a lot. After so long, we finally got a better audio quality, so that is honestly just one of the biggest improvements that we've gotten so far. And yeah, hopefully this year is just going to be even better than the last one, and I really do appreciate, I think we did actually hit 91 subscribers, so I will give a big thanks for the new sub record, any of the commenters, recommenders, viewers, subscribers, anyone that is interacting with the channel in any way, shape, or form. I really greatly do appreciate it. And yeah, with that said, that is pretty much all there is to it. So if you have any recommendations, any shows, movies, video game stories, anime, manga, web series, anything that you want me to review, rank, compare rankings, it does not have to be media related, it could be anything. Leave it in the comments, I will maybe possibly check it out. But yeah, with that said, that is pretty much all there is to it, so let's leave it at that.